Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. We're back in the garage again. The weather has been pants up here in Scotland for a while. It just seems to be raining all the time. It's raining again today, it's miserable. So it's a good opportunity to get back in the garage and make another wee video for you. If you follow the channel regularly, you may have seen the video I put out about the Triumph technical information one, which gives you quite detailed information on how to look after your Triumph bikes. And I did mention in that one that the downside about doing your own maintenance was potentially resetting the service light on the Triumph Tiger, which you cannot do. It's really a dealer only tool. You can't do it from the bike at all. You can't log into the dash and do it and reset the service light. But there is a way around it. And it's by using a software program called TuneECU. And that's a program I have. And to operate it, you need basically, you need another two things. You need three things. You need the program TuneECU, which you can download from this website up here, TuneECU. And you need an Android, either a tablet or an Android telephone to make it work. I've got an Android, small Android tablet. This one is a Samsung Galaxy Tab 9A. So it's pretty much the bottom of the range of Samsung tablets, but it works. It's perfect for this application. This is what I'm going to use today. So I'll basically stick it up here on the that's a me mounting I use for some action cams. So that's basically the program that we're going to use for today's video. It's really all going to be about TuneECU. And to make that work and to make that talk to the bike, you basically need one other item, which is a Bluetooth module to communicate with the tablet. And this one is an OBDLink LX, and that basically plugs into the ODB socket, which you can find down beside the toolkit down here. You just pull it out, and that's the onboard diagnostic connector, and basically that plugs into this connection here, like so. So that's that attached to the bike. So now that has the ability to talk to the bike. And if we switch it on, if we go into the TuneECU app itself, it brings up this screen here. And there's various screens within this one. This one is basically the map. It's actually the map for my Triumph Bonneville. We might talk about that in a later video. But if you scroll through the screen, it comes up with various different screens. The Triumph dashboard layout, which shows the mapping that's on it, the engine temperature, the throttle speed, throttle position sensor, sorry, rev counter, etc. There's another screen here which basically shows the throttle balances in there as well, and rev counter, etc. There's another screen which you can bring up lots of different sensor information in it as well. So it's really quite a comprehensive piece of kit. And to go into it, you basically press the ECU button and say connect. And it should connect. It gives me the option of the OBDLink. There's a wee blue light flashes down the bottom, and it should go to amber, and then should go to green. So it's not connecting, and it's not connecting because the bike isn't switched on. So basically you've got to turn on the ignition, but don't start the bike at this stage. And you can see there's now a green light flashing down the bottom here. And it shows that the bike has a 11.4 volts charge in it. Now, for the purposes of this exercise, I'm going to actually plug in a charger. I'm going to plug in my little Optimate charger, and that'll just keep the battery charged for the time we're doing this. So it was 12 volts. It's still showing 12 volts, which is fine. The main one we were going to talk about was basically resetting the service light. If you were doing your own servicing on and you want to reset that, it's so easy within TuneECU. To reset the service light on this bike, you basically go to the screens and hit the ECU tab and go to Tests and Adjustments. And there's various tests that you can write, but if you hit Adjustments at the bottom, it gets a list of adjustments that you can actually do between the throttle position sensor adjustment, ABS system, etc., tire pressure monitoring. But there's one that says there, Reset Service Interval. And if you run that, that will reset the service interval light, and that will go off. I don't want to do it obviously at this time, but that is where that will work. That will take the light off and it will put another 6,000 miles under a year onto the dash, so that basically logs its next service. So it's so simple to do that. I'll go through that once more just so you can actually remember that one. It basically go to ECU, Tests and Adjustments, Adjustments, and Reset Service Interval, and then just say run that one, and that will do that one. Again, I don't want to do it at this point in time, mainly because my service light isn't on and I'm not quite due a service yet. So that is such a simple way, after you've serviced your bike and reset the service interval. But this can do so much more. There's so much more information within this one. If you go back to ECU again and do tests and adjustments, you see, look at, there's various bits there saying tachometer. And if you run that one, you can see that the dash runs through various options, automatically checking its system out. And goes back to that. Next test is the radiator fan. I don't think this actually works on this one. No, it does not. It's not really supported. If you want to test the fuel pump, we're on this one now to test the fuel pump, and if I run that one, that's not supported either. Purge valve. It says run the purge valve. It's doing a test on that, whatever that is. Secondary air injection test. It's running that as well. It's checking all that out. You can hear it clicking below the tank. So it's obviously testing that. The next test, the ride-by-wire motor. That's basically testing the throttle working. So that's pretty good, but there's so much more. If you go to this last screen here, you can see there's various options on it. Like so the secondary air injection, well, that we've done that. Side stand, for instance, the side stand switch, make sure that's okay. You can see, you put the side stand down and that what comes on, so you know that that side stand switch is working. The clutch switch, oh, so it's not working because the engine's not running. If we start the engine, you can see that the secondary air injection is working. We're pulling the clutch switch is working. I'm not going to test the fall detection switch. that gives you all sorts of information, and there's a list of sensors that you can actually bring up, and you can put lots and lots of things that you want to find on it. Don't be alarmed about the smoke coming up. If I go through these screens here, it's basically, that's the throttle position sensors. They should all be pretty much in line with each other. And balance, which they pretty much are. They're all very close to, so that looks perfect as far as I'm concerned. And the rev counter. If I flick to the next screen, it's basically showing the throttle position sensor and the engine temperature, etc. But if I stop the engine and if I turn the throttle, I can actually, you can see it, that's its full throttle, it goes up to 100%, so you know that the ride-by-wire, the throttle is actually working correctly. It's at 22%, turn a bit more, 46, 47, 50%, and that's full throttle now on there. If you saw the smoke coming up, it's nothing to worry about. It's actually because when I clean my bike, I always spray it with ACF 50 and it keeps it looking really like new, but when you first start it, it's pretty much burning off the overspray that went onto the exhausts. So as you can see, TuneECU is a pretty powerful tool. It gives you, there's a huge amount of information, much more than I really intend to go into in this video, mainly because I'm still learning myself. So, but from a point of view of basic servicing, the ability to reset the service light, the ability to look at the throttle balances, make sure they're okay, which they're perfect, looking at that. So you don't have to take the tank off, you don't have to touch anything, just plug it in, switch it on, throttle balances are fine, you don't have to touch them. So in many ways it makes servicing these bikes really easy. There's just a lot of quite simple jobs to do. And the ability to diagnose it, and also obviously one of them, equally more important bit is to go into ECU and look for error codes. And there's no error codes showing. If there was error codes in there, it would show what the codes are, and it would give you the ability to also clear the error codes as well. So which is very useful. Yep. So yeah, TuneECU, as far as I'm concerned, it's a powerful tool. It's going to be incredibly useful to me. And it's also going to be useful for the Bonneville because it works on that as well. So yeah, it's for servicing my two bikes, an indispensable tool in my mind, and well worth investing in as far as I can see. Anyway, I hope you found this fairly useful, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.